It has not been unknown to me that Melanie Martinez is a creep. The Crybaby coloring book by Melanie Martinez is literally depictions of child cereal, and nobody is going to tell me otherwise. This should not be promoted to anyone. And of course, her fan base is just as toxic, just as problematic, and they victim blame and enable predatory behavior.
I don't think all of them are bad, but there are at least 2, possibly 3, that are just really weird. And as an artist, we know what the f you're doing. Like, if I had to depict a child in certain situations, there is a way to do that in a very safe way.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amaya and welcome back to Amaya's Unsolicited Opinions. Today we're going to be talking about a woman I have personal decades worth of experience listening to music, watching the videos of, and I'm sure you do too.
Happen like this.
Oh, Mrs. Potato Head told me, is it true that
Melanie Martinez. This woman has always been a strange woman. Has always been, you know, a little weird, a little off, a little some going on in your brain. But as somebody that goes to a liberal arts college, that's what's necessary for you to be a great creative. Something needs to be off. A screw needs to be loose. But in her case, too many screws are a little bit too loose. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about Melanie Martinez in her coloring books. Before I even get into that, you have to talk about the extensive history Melanie Martinez has as an artist, considering the fact that her whole brand has been based off, you know, like children and coloring books and pastels and whimsical colors and all the stuff that appeals to children and girls that are interested in dollhouse and sit into her music in those same aesthetics. But I will say, I stopped tuning in once she started putting that mask on and turning into an alien. That was it for me. I like weird, I like strange, I like different. But once we get to it gets to a point where it's just like, okay, we're getting weird. We're getting strange. We're getting different. I'm a chill over here. I'm a chill over. You do what you do with your mask and your allegations of you know, sexually harassing and essaying people.
If you're still defending Melanie Martinez after everything that's come out about her, then you're gonna want to watch this. As a hardcore Crybaby and a Melanie fan who has shown her passion for Melanie on this app multiple times, alongside defending her avidly in her candles controversy, a lot of people DMing me to talk about the resurfacing of the Timothy Heller rape allegations. I'm not gonna pursue out this conversation because I think things have to be said. So I'm sure that you guys have seen this video of Timothy basically reiterating everything that we already know. But instead of going into detail of the actual assault, she goes into detail of how the Melanie fan base basically ruined her life.
During the Me Too movement, I chose to speak out against a former friend who had essayed me. I was young, naive, and could never imagine how this would end up affecting my life. I believed that as long as I told the truth, things would turn out alright. I was very wrong. The events after this are so much and so overwhelming, it's hard for me to recount. She ended up releasing essentially a diss track about me with lyrics perpetuating the idea that I lied about all of this for fame. I was a small musician at the time, and after speaking out, gained tens of thousands of followers. While there were some supporters, the majority of the followers were people who actively hated me. I suddenly had thousands of hate accounts dedicated to me, thousands of dislikes and negative comments on all of my music, and completely ridiculous fabricated stories of me being posted online. I really hoped it would die out and people who liked me would stick around and I'd be able to move on as my career, but it never died.
In the comment section, there are people in the comments saying that she's making this up, and I'm not gonna lie, I believe everything that she's saying in this segment. Even though this all happened back in 2017, I was about 15 at the time, and I remember the toxicity of the fandom. I remember the harassing. I remember the doxing.
Now, let's get into the issue with these coloring books. So on TikTok, a lot of different creators have, you know, been showing themselves coloring in Melanie Martinez's coloring books and critiquing the content of the coloring books, if we're going to be specific. In the images, of course, there's a lot of images of, you know, the coloring book is based off of, like, I think it's like a 5-year-old girl. I hope I'm right, but I think it's like a little girl. It's supposed to be Melanie Martinez, but it could also just be a random child. But in these images, the child has like can you say that word on YouTube? A butter knife. The child has that and a bunch of other different objects, you know, just being violent. But that's like, that has been Melanie Martinez's brand for years. Like, her depicting children and childhood and, you know, like the the aesthetics of the dollhouse and the pastels and of the milk and of kindergarten, her portraying those aesthetics in a mature and almost like it's in the bridge of being inappropriate, but it's also on a line of, just staying creative, which is why back in my day, when it was 2016 and if I'm about to be 20 this year and it's 2025, I'm not doing the math, but back in my day, when I was like 11, 12, and I was listening to her music and I was watching those videos, nobody seemed to critique her on these aesthetics. And looking at it now, it's a little weird, but it's not too bad. But at the same time, looking through this coloring books, it aligns with whatever aesthetic she had in the past. Now, in a few of these images of like the little girl in the bathtub, and I believe it's like a little girl in the dollhouse, it has started a huge conversation on TikTok surrounding these images because a lot of people are very upset at the way that she portrayed these children in this coloring book. When I saw the images, I really had to look at it. And of course, when I saw the little girl in the bathtub, immediately that rubbed me off the wrong way. Immediately, my face was just like, who was the marketing team? Who allowed this to be sold in stores? All the other images, they're a bit off and they portray the child in a certain way, but that's her brand at the end of the day. And it's not getting into a space where it's just like, it's giving CP. It's just giving kids doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing. But in these two images, it's giving, okay, I understand, but I don't understand. And this shouldn't be allowed. Marketing team, correct it now. Take the coloring books out of these stores and fix it immediately, right now. And a lot of these videos, people are now, contributing this coloring book to Melanie Martinez currently, and now her, past brand. And I feel like they're very much justified. Like, there's been allegations of you not essaying one person, but another person at that. And now you've released a coloring book with basically CP in it, thinking that was acceptable to put out. And it's really showing your character as a human being. And now it's making, a lot of us who used to listen to her music when we were younger, or who still listen to her music from the past or from the present. I don't know how y'all do that freaky mask. I don't. Because if I'm paying to go to a concert and looking at that, it's a big no. Get off the stage. In fact, give me my money back. I don't even care if I paid to go here. I don't even care if I paid knowing you had a mask on. Just you showing up with the mask is going to make me crash out. Okay? It is. We're grown. Take it off. Mask off, like Future said. Anyways, but at the end of the day, I'm just playing. At the end of the day, this type of behavior and displayed of children in a coloring book should be taken very seriously. It should be taken more seriously than it is on the internet. A lot of people are just trying to push it to the side, well, that's her look. That's what she was giving. That's her brand. But we shouldn't really, we should really have a limit, and we should really have a line for the way that children are being displayed in coloring books. And not only just coloring books, any piece of art form, period. It's one thing because in her videos, she wasn't using babies. She wasn't using little kids. She was, I guess that is weird. She was playing the child, but in an artsy way. I'm really have to think about why I really loved Melanie Martinez as a child. But still, that was her. We all loved her. That was it for this video. That was it for this video. Give your opinions in the comment section how you feel about the situation. How do you guys feel about the media being presented, and do you think that we need to critique, and pay close attention to the way that artists are displaying children in any form, in any media art form, period? That was it for this video. If you liked it, like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't, something's wrong with you, because if you don't like the video and this is talking about predatory media and you feel type of way about it, go to jail. But yeah, that was it. Follow my other channel and have a beautiful day.